ladies and gentlemen, to KBS1. I'm Hat of Canium, one of the leaders of Canium. And tonight's stream is not going to be 40k Rogues Trader. My co-host, Lovely Garmin, the co-leader of Canium, unfortunately could not make it due to personal reasons. So I sort of looked around for what might I do instead. And, well, I thought, let's do power washing. Because, well, if anything, we know that in 40k, lots of fighting goes on, and that makes things dirty and broken and stuff. And so someone has to clean this up. And, you know, why not do that for a minute? So I thought, let's go and look at this Land Raider here and how filthy and full of not good stuff and probably Nurgle filth and grime and everything. Let's make that go away for the Omnissian. Praise the Emperor and all that stuff. Yes. And let's see what we got. This is I should add here that this is the first time. Let's see, it's not actually updating my screen, I've just suddenly noticed. Let me just make sure that it does the video capture correctly. It still shows, it shows the wrong game, or rather the wrong window. It shouldn't do that. Let's see if I can fix that. Because it just shows that screen. I don't want that screen. You can't, yeah, that's the wrong one. Why is it not updating? That's weird. Do you not just see still the selection screen of the game? Because I do. Yeah. That's weird. Let's see. This is why I'm a professional streamer. I totally know what I'm doing. Let's see if we can't power wash at this thing. You know what? It might be because... Is it because of the way the window is set up? We're learning together. This is an adventure in itself. Graphics. What do we got here? Full screen window. Will that fix something? Oh, hey, look. Oh, look at that. Wow. Oh, that's back to that thing again. Okay. Well, I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway. Chrysilla says, preparing for my programming for final exams and it ceased functioning. Oh no, after I got it to work for half a day. No idea what the issue is. Oh, that's the worst. Oh, there's nothing worse up to an exam that the thing you're working on stops working, man. I really hope that works out for you. Ask ChatGPT. See if that helps. Anyway, I think this works now. I think you can also hear sound. I don't know. This is weird. Anyway, let's get to work on this Land Raider. Do you have anybody to spar with when it comes to this stuff? Like anybody you can ask? I mean, half a yeah. I don't know how much time you got left. This thing? Oh, it's DLC for PowerWash. So that's what this is. Okay, we got no other additional power washing things. For the Omnissiah. I'm guessing this is very much a Nurgle thing, unless this turned a lot of Tyranids into pastry or something like that. Pastry? Why did I say pastry? Paste. I meant paste. I said pastry, I meant paste. Yeah, yeah. I wonder what this guy, whoever whoever this is, the Magus guy that I am. I bet you. I mean, what does he look like? Is there a clothing thing? Oh no. No, this is all wrong. I don't want that. I was just thinking, like, does he probably got assigned to this because he did something very wrong. Like, he used the public toaster too hard and didn't clean up after himself. The communal toaster, I believe Crow called it. The communal toaster. Because you gotta have done something wrong to end up doing this. Track. Oh, hey, we did that little thing there. Oh, little golden skull there. This is, by the way, I should add, if you haven't played this before, it's a very zen game. You get so relaxed. You get very relaxed with this. Just cleaning for the Omnissiah. Probably some very upset Archmagus. The communal toaster was most crusty. I am very unsatisfied. Go and clean the Land Raider. But don't we have machines for that? Go and clean the Land Raider. Here is a toothbrush. Something like that. Well, yeah, there is some left over here. Mm-hmm. I am not very methodical about this. There's gonna be spots and places that I haven't got, but, you know, I'm an engineer. I do combat and mechs and mechanical stuff. I don't clean. Well, I do now, I guess. This is my job now. I'm definitely in trouble. That's why I'm doing this. Or, yeah. I love this cannon. I wonder what this thing is. Is it a las gun? 2 dual las guns? Or las cannons? Something like that. Not sure. Ding! Sorry, I'm neither, but brain gets full ADHD watching that. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Especially when, like, you can clearly tell the guy who's doing it didn't see it, and you're like, no, he missed a spot. Ah! On a different note, have you noticed that we now have a new icon for our channel points now that we've reached affiliate? We have a new channel point that's called Crowns, and I've created a little icon for it, so it's like a little coin with our logo on it. Complete your work, Tech Priest. Yes, yes, I'm working on it, Archmagus. NGC Tyrus 656. I am working on it. Please don't hurt me. No residue from the redacted profane of redacted identity unconfirmed can be allowed to linger on the Ultramarine's land raider. Yes, yes, Engiseer. Right away, Engiseer. It's specific to this channel. Hell yeah. I am great artiste. I think we're gonna need this. Oh, we're gonna need this thing here. There. Oh. There we go. I want this gun clean. We're not leaving this last gun or cannon, whatever it is, until it is squeaky clean and in pleasement of the Omnissiah's cleanliness. Because as you know, cleanliness is next to Omnissiahness. Absolutely. Because that's how that works. Ooh, last cannon. It is a last cannon. There you go. But it only cleaned one of them. We're gonna stand on it. Come on. It's a last cannon. We were right. You and I, Krillzilla. It is a last cannon. Oh, the targeting thing now. Yeah, clean and find out. Exactly. This is kind of twitchy. Come on, come on. Ah! I will clean it. Yeah, if you don't know what it is, it's not clean enough. You're right. You're absolutely right, Krillzilla. Come on. This is a very, very filthy gun. I will say that. Lots of nooks and crannies. Oh, there we go. There's the next part of it clean. Alright. I think we can carry on for a little bit. Looks good for now. Clean. Crystal says it's like cleaning excavators. You're right. It is a bit like that. It is a bit like that. Oh, engine vent. Nice. Another engine vent pipe cleaned. We are very... The Omnissiah be pleased with our cleanliness. Poor design for cleaning, never actually thought about it that aspect. Yeah, you're right, Kosilla. It is, it's definitely form over lots of functions, including cleaning this thing. I mean, you can't... Imagine if you put this through a regular sort of car wash, this would not be cleaned. It would just come out, like, dripping wet and full of grime everywhere, because it's like, just gets stuck in all the... Ah, look at this cool detail. It looks cool when it's clean, and then otherwise it's just a pain in the butt. Engine pipe, clean. I love a clean pipe. I have polished this pipe and it is extremely clean. And stiff. I mean, what? Yes. Hi, Diggs. Diggs has joined us in chat. The original subscriber. The first and everything. Yes. I am cleaning for the Omnissiah. Oh, hey, look at our new emotes. We have some new emotes here on KBS1. Including a little emote for myself and the roaring buttholes, and there's some other ones that's still pending. I'm trying to basically update the channel a lot more so that we can have bit cheering and we can have like channel points with stuff you can do with them, and I still haven't worked out sort of what people should be able to do with their channel points. But and I'm welcome for suggestions, so if any of you can think of something fun that might be worth doing, I'm all ears. Trying to work it out as we go. But yeah. This looks pretty good. Ooh, that's been cleaned. Also, Diggs, you're very welcome to just come and hang out if you want. You don't have to play or do anything active, but just saying, you're always welcome, bud. This is a beautiful Land Raider. How do isn't there some ways of sideways, like side washing? Like I know you can sort of flip this thing somehow. I just can't remember how. How does it go again? Menu. Options. Controls. Let's see. Extension, previous nozzle, aim mode, that's the one. No, that's not the one. Although that was pretty cool too. No, that was the wrong one. What's the other one? Rotate nozzle, that's the one. Yes, here we go, for the Omnissiah. Ah! Mechanicum Sigil, thinking of meets omniscial standards. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Ungisiotyros656 says, Protocol, to augment ritual fervor, a brief account of the Land Raiders' recent deployment will be forthcoming. Ooh, we're gonna hear what it's been doing. Probably some Nurgle-related stuff, or Tyranid. That's my guess. Nurgle, first guess. Quillsilla says, it looks a lot like knit goop. Yeah, it does. I mean, that's why it's my second guess, but to me, at least in my eyes, this is more Nurgle than it is Tyranids, but we'll see. We'll see. This is definitely good for the barrel, just spraying power washing directly into a last cannon barrel. That's definitely good for it. Absolutely good for it. Now, before anybody's ADHD goes nuts, I'm just cleaning the stuff I can see from ground level. What I tend to do is just do that, because then it just follows naturally that I get like that scaffolding, and then I'll get up on that and we'll clean the rest, and then we'll get lots of points all of a sudden. Otherwise, I'll be running up and down that staircase all the time. And this is most inefficient for the Omnissian servant. Which I am. Priscilla says, watch the YouTube documentary about a 100-ton muscle loader gun. Jesus. It gets cleaned by basically a lot of water. Barrel gets flushed. Alright. Maybe that is indeed how you approach those things. I'm not a guntologist. I don't know these things. You have hidden filth underneath, but I shall find it. You cannot hide from the Omnissiah's power wash. Very clean. I approve. This looks pretty good. Let's do the front here. Nice and easy. I suddenly forget, is this front part supposed to open? It looks like it's supposed to. Like some kind of ramp. Okay. Very good. Land radar pilot name withheld. Data recording pilot. What's he? What? Mission debrief. On our way to reinforce the fleet secundus, we were diverted to a distress signal from the planet withheld strategic Aestamare B785. Alright. Crusoe says, assault ramps, Spec Marines, and Terminators. Ah, I see. Imperial forces stationed there claimed they had detected the presence of an restricted artifact H-class before encountering the redacted heretical. Ah, yes. The good reporting standards of the Imperium. The value of a redacted classified item could be of extreme significance. Yeah. It seems, I mean, unless you classified the Tyranids as heretical, which I don't think you do. I mean, they're basically Xeno. They're not heretics. So, they're just, you know, aliens. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. It's weird because you think you've been cleaning a side really well, and you come back to it, and it's... You find new places where it's like, how did stuff sneak in and be dirty right there on that edge, and how did I not see it? I keep finding new places where there's dirt. How dare you? How dare you be dirty and filthy in that way that I can see all of a sudden when I come back to it? Wait, how did I end up back here? Back to the front. Ooh, let's use this, I like that it's 4 small legs that this thing has. I like that very much. With a little skull on it. Like, there's probably some dude who got turned into this thing and this is now his job. Like, that's his entire existence now. I am a stool. You stand on me. Or a small step ladder. Turn the scaffolding 180 degrees. Oh, you mean that thing? Yeah, I'll do that in a little bit. Servitor stepladder. I am here to serve. What is my purpose? Stepladder. Oh, God. What does it say here? Ultramarines 2? What? Is that its name? Okay. Small insect tried to fly in my mouth. I will not have it. The Nurgle infestation is trying to get me out of the game. Nurgle insect. Trying to stop me from cleaning the Omnissiah's holy vessel.
Hello.
I shall not falter. Oh, hi.
Yeah, I was messaging you. How was the stream?
It is Strem. Actually, come to think of it now, I can't actually see our avatar. So I'm just going to fix something here real quick. Ah, there we go. Oh, there you are as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was actually I just went out earlier, did some grocery shopping. So
Yeah.
I just laid down for a second, and I was just waiting for your message to see when you wanted to start.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because
No, it's
Garmin wasn't
okay.
here, I decided to do some power washing instead.
It's all good.
And now
I'm here
we're
now.
here. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Where should we put you?
Where should you put me? Well, I mean, I could fit just about anywhere, it seems.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see.
Fit right in the back of your pocket. You know, just carry me around.
Well, I was gonna put you on my helmet, but I'm not sure if you can. Can you sit there without falling off? Let's see if we can put you there.
So the other thing too is I just realized you have this long ass Valorant ad on the video before you play. It's like impressive. It's a nice video, but it's like almost like it's like a minute almost.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like weird. Valorant, sign up now for a free limited beta?
okay. That's kind
What the?
of.
Wait, what do you mean? Why would you advertise a beta? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Wait, you advertising a beta? What the fuck?
I don't know. I didn't do any of this shit.
Not you. I just realized, like, it just clicked in my brain that they are advertising an unfinished game as something that you should be celebrating. What the? What world did I wake up in?
What the hell? Okay, Twitch, we're gonna have a talk. Why are you sending like weird unfinished game advertisement to my stream? This is, I feel
At
like
Valorant, not Twitch. Twitch was just like, dude, they paid me and I took the money, you know,
yeah,
and I don't blame them, you know. It's like,
I guess not.
hey,
you want me to stream
a
this on Discord for you?
Yeah.
Let me just do that real quick. Oh, I did see you message me. I just noticed now.
Oh no, it's okay. 'Cause I was
Let's
just sitting here like, man, I feel like we would be streaming right about now.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like, I was like, I'll just wait for him to say something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know. Do you have PowerWasher? I mean, you can join me if you got this.
I think I do. I'll be taking a look here in a sec. If not, I'll just hang out here and watch. But yeah, I just realized, Valorant's not even a finished game, and they're just throwing this ad out there like, dude, come on. It's not fucking dude, finish this shit.
That does seem a little bit ballsy.
Don't advertise something you literally have you're like, come on, everybody, come play this game. You're going to really like the unfinished game. And if you like it, maybe you could buy it.
Yeah, maybe we'll finish it, and you can spend money on it now, and then maybe you'll get what you paid for later.
Oh man, don't you love supporting unsustainable development cycles? It's amazing.
It's great. It's great. Well, that's early access for you.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I'm not saying like, betas are bad or anything, but dude, come on, don't advertise. Don't pay advertisement companies for your unfinished garbage. Come on.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Valorant's going to be a fine game, but You know.
I get. Well, look, the whole early access thing
Unfinished.
was done for the whole purpose of trying to get people, with limited means and wanting to do startups interested in your game so you can get support and that kind of thing. The problem is that now large game companies do this stuff too, and then they have no incentive to ever finish the game.
I know. We're all just monkeys in a cage. I was also going to point out, I realized I'm sitting here talking trash about a game they're trying to, like, sell on their platform. So it's just like, oh, yeah, I'm sure that's going to totally fly with their algorithm. Hey, Had, how's it going? Yeah, fuck this. The site's like, time to rank this down.
You're doing such a good job at making my stream better. Like, I'm just going to be so famous from all this trash talking. I can feel it.
Yeah, I know. People logged in to watch you clean this tank and hear me bitch about Valorant ads.
You caught me a little off guard. It's like, wait, I'm not advertising shit. What's going on?
Oh, yeah, no. I meant like... I was thinking of the, Universal U. I was thinking of the person selling it, but yeah, no, I needed to clarify that. But yeah, that tank's looking pretty good there, Lord Captain. We didn't know that you would be the one doing it yourself, but we did not want to stop you.
Well, you see, I rather did find that this was, I got a little bored sitting in that chair, and, well, what's her name? We're having some kind of weird moment again, and she wanted to say something about... I don't know, she looked at me again and felt emotional in some weird way, and I said, go away, I'm going to clean a tank now, this is very strange. Remember that last stream where she was all like, oh, I shouldn't talk to you like that, and we were like, oh, they're very right, you shouldn't talk to me like that, go away.
Yes. Who are you? And then you're like, I have a person for that.
That's the best part about that game, is that I constantly have someone to introduce me. It's like, Avalon, would you be very good at this? Introduce myself to these plebeians. Yes.
Well, by doing so, you're not allowing him to break his discipline.
Well, exactly. I mean...
'Cause that's what he's trained. If you just decide you don't want to do it, then they'll never do it again.
Exactly.
They'll just like, oh, it's very self, I don't have to do it for him.
Well, and it also becomes a case of if I start asking him, he's going to go, well, why can't you do it yourself? Isn't that what you normally do? And so we don't want that situation. That's going to be weird.
No, yeah, because you don't know how to run anything. Let's be honest here. You have no idea how to run Warhammer anything, like technically speaking.
No.
That's why you have to rely on the people that live in that universe, because I don't know how to start this tank. Do you know how to start this tank?
No. Why the fuck?
Is there a key?
I don't know.
Is it like a fob, like beep boop, as they come up to the tank?
For all I know, there's a special Space Marine organ they have to plug in, sort of like in their pants or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it plays the fucking Halo theme. I've never played Halo. That was another thing I forgot to mention. We should do that at some point. I've never played
Halo. I've never played Halo either.
Ah, yeah, that's right. We were gonna do that.
That's
I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I just now remembered that. That just clicked in my head.
Oh, hey, our last cannon is now clean. We have the cleanest of last cannon.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, it's always clean.
I'm
a little surprised. Like, where did this tank go into did it go into the chaos realm? Like, why is it covered in this?
Well, the theory currently is that it's we keep getting these reports you can see on the side there. Data recording arrival on blah blah blah. We find ourselves overrun by redacted heretical. We were close enough to detect the presence of restricted artifact H class. Because it says heretical and all this stuff looks like it's like pus or some kind of weird growth. The theory is Nurgle, some kind of chaos Nurgle thing.
Oh. That doesn't sound very good.
No.
This Nurgle character sounds like quite a villain.
Have you met Nurgle? Nurgle, he's, man,
John
Nurgle.
This thing has a gender. Okay. I didn't realize that it was, I thought it was a form of chaos. And at that point, it was just like, well, you could just guess.
No, have you not heard of John Nurgle?
No. Jonathan Nurgle never came across my desk.
Jonathan F. Nurgle.
Yeah, Frederick. Yes, of course, because he's obviously German.
Yes, Jonathan Frederick Nurgle. No, he's very filthy, and he sort of rolled over this tank and sort of scraped himself against it, and now it's full of this stuff.
Oh. He needs a bath.
Yeah. No, Nurgle is one of the chaos gods. It's sort of like if you imagine like the classic god of life or nature or something like that, but just very evil and full of disease and pus and everything else. That's what he is, or that's what Nurgle is.
Now, I have this game, and I have it installed, but I don't think I can join on it.
Try it. I mean, it might just be one of those where it's enough that I have the DLC, but I don't know. Maybe it isn't.
Oh, it's actually I have to get the DLC. Oh.
Yeah. If you don't have it, it's all right.
Hold on. Let's see what it is. Of course, I'm trying to figure out how do you get to main menu. Let's try. Oh god, this menu. I get it. Like you want to do something different with your menus. This is a cute menu, really. PowerWash Simulator, great menu. I can't find anything. I'm lost. It's a great main menu though. I love the tablet look. It's great. I can't find anything. I feel like an older person. Like where's the start menu?
Where's the actual physical switch?
Exactly.
I remember back in my days we had like radio buttons for our games. Where's the volume knob? Does it run on gas? Or is it like pedals?
All right, I figured out where it is. It's under a bunch of menus, as you would have imagined. I just need to. I think it was just having trouble seeing you online, so I'm gonna try and restart it. Because that's this is something every game on every platform has to deal with, which is connecting to other people. It's actually quite a lucrative business if you know how to program it, right? Right?
The sarcasm, yes.
Yes, you would think it would be, because this is very hard to do. Okay, I hit friends playing, and I see nobody. So I'm assuming.
Man, I'm a nobody. Oh.
To join a cross-platform play section, request a room code from the host and enter it now. Do you have a room code that I can
maybe I should turn co-op on. Confirm.
That might make it a little easier for. Oh, there! Look, I can join you. And you're 90% of the way.
Am I? Wow, are we really that close?
You do not own Warhammer 40K.
Oh,
and
man.
It just closed the game and then it uninstalled itself. Wow. Damn. I thought I was okay just to, I'm like, hey man, what's this?
You
this
are
is for
unworthy
private
for this game.
VIP members only.
Yeah. Game self-destruct initiated.
Nah, it's okay. I'm gonna do it to see what it is.
It's like $8.
I get it. Look, PowerWash Simulator, I get it. You gotta make your money somehow, and this is how you do it.
Yeah.
This is it. This is how you make it. No,
look,
seriously. Like this
Train
is
Simulator
you want to get
no better.
Oh, true. Train Simulator is like amazing though. So I think that's the one thing. It's actually pretty fucking good. I don't know if you've played it before, but
no, I haven't.
It's one of those things where you're like, I'm not a train person. I don't fucking play games like that. I play simulators. And then you play Train Simulator and you just start thinking like, man, I could do why didn't I get a job in rail? This is so much fun. I'm having a great time.
I mean, I watched what's his name, Traingineer, play it. And it is very zen to watch. I will give it that.
Yes.
Crystal is like, you lack the mechanicum sigil. Yes. You are unworthy of these holy cleanliness rituals. Oh.
The front of that tank apparently is still quite messy.
I know. There used to be oh, there it is. Oh, God. I can see all the grime by the Omnissian's crooked port.
No, you've got this. You've got this. See, look, it's starting to happen. You're cleaning this machine faster than anybody in the Empire ever did.
Yes. I'm
mainly
remote
because by
controlling
the
this
time
guy.
they were almost done, they probably got killed because something flew into them, like a servitor's skull or something.
Oh yeah.
Like, welcome to the brutal reality of 40K. And it's like, I was just washing the fucking car, dude. Give me like 2 seconds before you just murder me. No, this is the dark universe of 40K. And then it's just fucking...
In the dark future of the 40K millennium.
Dude, like, give the
grind.
service people some fucking breaks. Yes, I get it. They all have to worship the Greek god emperor. May his name forever live on, whatever. But... like, don't kill the fucking guy washing your tank.
Yeah, no, like, kill somebody else first. And Crusilla asked, that's the Knife Fight City voice, right? Yeah.
I don't know what the Knife Fight City voice is, but sure, yeah.
I mean, you are talking to the guy who created Knife Fight City. Or knows the theme melody, in any case.
I came up with the concept.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. And
I said 3 words, and now I am a niche internet nobody.
Well,
also, I've noticed that the missile in that tube is still there, so I doubt this tank did anything useful in the fight.
maybe they just forgot that it's there?
No.
You don't think
Dude, there's no I skip over firing the missile button in 40K.
You know
what I mean? Like, you don't just go, like, I'll just fire the machine gun. So there's one button in this thing because they're ultramarines. Let's be honest, they don't have the technical skill to do a lot. However, they are able to shoot things with the big red button. They're not really too far off from orcs from what they've been described to me. I don't know. I'm not a big 40K knowledge person. But it sounds like they're just orcs that aren't green skinned. From what I understand, or something like that.
I mean,
they're like orcs if they were Catholic.
Orcs if they were Catholic.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what it seems like.
Oh my god.
Like, you look around the hall and you're like, I don't know where they're getting that from. Like, how could they think that this is some sort of Catholicism? You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I will give you this much. There is a lot of holy litany and church-like structures pretty much everywhere.
That is not easy to build. That's actually a lot. Like, putting stained glass in is a nice touch, but I don't think is incredibly efficient. However, they had to go through the horrors of the warp, so they didn't get warp drive. They had just the drive that goes through the warp, the whatever Geller field nonsense.
No, that's the thing, so the warp doesn't get in. That's what that is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so they don't have, like, a warp... I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. They don't have, like, a warp facility, so they had to go see the real thing. And then they're like, yeah, now we need to have all these litanies and, like, iconography, and the Emperor must be praised. And we're like, oh, that's why we don't go look at the dark space stuff. We don't. We stay away from it. I think most scientists they'll know that. They're like, hey, if you go into a black hole, buddy, we will gladly take your data from whatever you can send back.
You know, it's amazing to me that you aren't a 40K historian with all this stuff you know.
Wow. No, look, here's the thing. I didn't really get into this kind of stuff because
you got into Star Trek.
Yeah, I'm not super into... To be honest, I'm not super into war games. Like, a lot of people who play Star Trek really are. They love the idea of having the Enterprise and all the other classes of ships fight each other. Pew-pew ship fight thing.
That's lots of 40K.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, like, I love the ships of Star Trek. I can collect them and do whatever, but I'm not super into wargaming. Like, I'll battle you with a ship, but I don't want to do grand strategy and, like, big honking wars. And
what?
I leave that to people who are way smarter than me, because then I can be the guy in the tank that you have to wash. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I want to be. I want to be the guy that rolls up here and I'm like, one day this will be you, rookie. Hand you the keys to the tank while I put my aviators on and I don't know what
are you
Ultramarines do. Go to
hotboxing in there right
Ultramarine
now?
Arby's. What's that?
Are you hotboxing inside this Land Raider right now? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think I could get away with that because this thing looks like it has like way more technology in it than a normal tank. Like on the outside, of course, it's going to be kind of simplistic, but interior, yeah, I think this thing is just going to be a mechanical monstrosity. And if I bring any unholy vapor near this thing, the Omnissiah will have my hide.
Well, okay, I was going to say, well, how is any of this stopping you from hotboxing?
Oh, well, yeah, if I'm an Ultramarine, I guess it wouldn't matter. As long as it's okay in the big, shiny book, you know.
Well, right. Well, who's
I don't
gonna
know what... I'm saying all this with zero knowledge of any of their history, so I'm going off of the Mike's seen how all of this is in a commercial and all the explanations about what they are. And the thing is, it's like, you could clear up... I could just go and read about this and clear up my knowledge, but I just have more fun learning little bits and pieces from my friends, because I feel like a lot of people who like Warhammer love talking about Warhammer, and I don't want to take that away from them.
True to some extent, but I was actually interested. But I'm actually interested to hear, like, okay, so given your disposition, like, I want to hear what does, like, if you were to say, sit down and be told, okay, Mike, you now have to tell me as though you are a lore expert what 40K is. Go.
It's basically Dune with Tonka trucks.
With what?
With Tonka trucks.
Tonka trucks.
Yeah, they're these little construction vehicles you get as a kid. And it'd be like, oh yeah, I got this like dump truck, and you can like put like dirt in the back and dump it over and stuff. Okay. When you're like 5. Yeah.
So what are Space Marines then?
Oh, they're literally just green army men. Like, they're just, you know, with a little extra spice. You know, these are like, if you were gonna say like army men, this is the evolution of that. The green army soldiers you'd get when you were a kid.
Just bigger and more Space Marine-y?
Yeah.
All right. So
with a twist. Like, yeah, it's everything. It's like D&D is like a. You don't have to have it in fantasy. You can put it in the real world. You can set it in the Holy Roman Empire, like Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Henry has come to see.
Yes.
Oh, that phrase.
Speaking of, the second.
The second. That is coming up. That's right. I'm looking forward to it.
Dude, when I saw the voice actor riding up on a horse, I was like, you beautiful man.
I know. That thing they did with the whole church and everything they did to make that whole act, it was just beautiful.
The only thing I don't like is they made a behind the scenes for making the commercial. I'm like, okay, I got the commercial. I don't need to... I get it. Some people are interested, but I feel like that could be put on like someone's resume. Like, that should be like a reel for somebody's like, I'm trying to get a job in the field of media. It was just bizarre seeing like, this is so hard to set up this one shoot for an advertisement. And I'm a little weirded out by that.
About it. Like, they're excited that they did this cool thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, just...
That's what I get out of it. They're excited about it. I'm just like, it's weird to me.
Are you not just a little jealous you weren't there to do it with them?
Yes, that's where it's really coming from, dude. I'm not kidding. I am very jealous. I would love to work on a production like that.
It was kind of awesome.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nice window lights is cool. So what, this one over there? Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, because I looked at it, I was like, man, I'd love to be part of that kind of creative process. That's so cool.
You see, if you didn't pick this game, I actually had a suggestion, and it was a point-and-click game. But then I realized, it probably wouldn't fly.
A point-and-click game, moi? Play something where you point-and-click. Good heavens! I am way above such contrivances, sir. I do not point, nor do I indeed click.
Yes.
What was it?
Unless
I do.
No, I had a game that I thought you might enjoy. It's a future idea. Conquests of Camelot.
Ooh, what's that?
It is a game where
All right, thanks. That's
no, sorry, I got distracted by a pop-up ad. Ironically, two creators of the Quest for Glory series are now streaming. It just like popped up right in the middle of me talking. I'm like, oh wow, I haven't seen them in like forever. But anyway, yes, it is a game set in. It's a parser game, and it's set in the realm of Camelot. You are searching for the Holy Grail, so there are a couple of Monty Python jokes sprinkled out throughout it, but it's it's more of a serious affair. They did a lot of research on just lore and like how people were back then. It feels like someone who takes history somewhat seriously, but then they were told just to make a game out of it. So it's like good little sprinkle of lore and some good sprinkling of good old-fashioned Sierra, you just died, which is fun because
you do die a lot in Sierra games.
You do, and I think that's kind of its charm, especially with Conquest of Camelot. There's a death that most people like. I played this when I was a kid, mind you. I was like really little, and I played it a lot, and I had so much trouble with it. I think I've only beaten it like twice ever, and I remember just the amount of like bullshitium that can happen. Like if you do not pray to the old and the new gods, one of them's gonna get pissed, and when you try to leave the kingdom, the portcullis just comes and impales you in the neck. And Merlin is the narrator. It's not voiced, but it's it's implied that Merlin's the narrator. So he just goes, "Wow, maybe you should pray to all the gods before you leave." Because you're embarking on this quest because you've already sent out two people. They disappeared, Lancelot and Sir Gawain, and now they're like, "Look, the land is dying. We need the Grail, or we're just not going to be a kingdom anymore." Some sort of like evil has hit the land or some nonsense like that. So some magic, some history.
All right. I love that there seems to be some humor in there.
There's quite a few mini games. I think you could fight the Black Knight. Yeah, that guy who's like "'tis but a scratch," except you do some jousting.
All right. What's the graphics like? Is it like a pixel game?
Oh, it's pixel. Oh, yeah. Dude, this is like 1990.
Oh, so it is actually a very old game. All right.
Yeah. That could be us, Hat.
That could. Just pointing out the game. That could be us. Yeah, well.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, just something to think about. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We're cleaning a land.
Forget I brought it up entirely. I'll be just fine. Do not worry.
Just laying on like the sarcasm. I'll be fine. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry about.
I'm fine. You know what? Don't play Sierra games. They're probably gonna give you some sort of aneurysm from how much you die.
Look, I played Legends of Corendia and Hands of Fate and all that kind of crap, so I remember how
the developers for that game are online right now.
Really?
They're actually playing the original game.
Wow. Yeah, no, I just remember playing that game as a kid and was like, these people have no mercy. They're trying to get you killed, and you just need to be aware of it when you play the game. That's all.
Yeah, it was just because there was a limited space on a floppy drive, and they had to sell and distribute these games, which they were really the kings of. Sierra were really great at distribution. They could pump out like copy after copy of anything they made, which is why there were so many Sierra game opportunities that a lot of people want, like especially early development, were like, I want to break into this. These guys are able to make games every day. Now, it's no id Software or any of the really cool guys, but you could always have the opportunity to be something there, and I think that's what they always try to do. I'm a big like. I like their business. I like the way they started out, very humble, and then the way it ended sucks. It was like the early 2000s. A lot of adventure games were being panned as pointless, and then that narrative got carried around by gamers in general. And they're like, nobody plays them anymore, nobody buys them anymore. But what they mean is people want more FPSs. Stop making these.
Yeah, they got different options. They got alternatives.
Yeah, people are like, if it's not a Diablo or FPS game, why are you playing it? That was like the attitude of the late 90s, and I was just like, all right, as a kid, I just want to play video games.
Ooh, the track.
I open up a magazine and see all that, and like my little kid brain is like, this make my head hurt.
I mean, I remember, let's talk about sounding old. I remember when Diablo 1 came out. Holy shit, what a revolutionary game. Like, what a new thing. It was so not what you were used to playing. It was really dark. I don't know, later it became like a more cartoony thing, but back then it was, my god, Diablo was dark, and it was so great. So many hours was spent on playing that game. And so little homework.
Oh, yeah. What I really like about Diablo 1 and 2 is just not only is the soundtrack just chef's kiss, I love it.
Oh yeah.
But it just had like a lot of replayability. The first one has like a real, I think it's the most Diablo feeling game, because 2 is great. I like 2 a lot.
It's the most popular one.
Yeah, but I think the first one feels more like Diablo, always to me, because that was the first one I played was 1, and I played more, I think, of it than 2. I played it a lot. I played 2 online a lot, but I didn't like. I got to like, I think, Nightmare, and I was like, that's as far as my ladder goes. I'm not climbing anymore. This is a bit much.
Yeah. No, I got really into Diablo 2.
Yeah,
even to the point where it became this thing where you had to grind over and over to get like unique items and doing trades.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. I as a kid, I made a realization that a lot of gameplay is just there to waste my time, and what I want is I want to have a narrative reason, a good one, for doing what I'm doing. If I'm just going in here and fighting Bale for saving the planet for the 80th time, and then when he dies, everyone's like, "Oh, thank you for saving," you're like, all I did was drop that fucking skull mace again. I fucking hate. All right, and they're like, "Thank you so," and you just like skip over everything they're saying.
Imagine how that conversation is if it was like, instead of an actual dialogue they have to go through, they just experience this as a person who just like, they start talking and he's like, yeah, whatever,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, that's what it started to feel like as a kid. And so I was like, I want to do something with more narrative to it. And then I got into Arcanum, which is like crack. If you've not played Arcanum, I highly recommend it. That's another one.
Maybe I have.
Yeah, okay. Arcanum is similar to Baldur's Gate in terms of the engine, and it is set in a steampunk world between the realms of magic and technology. And it's quite good, my friend. I promise you that. I say that because I've played it as a kid with ADHD who liked a lot of FPS games, and it got my attention. So it has to be something quite spectacular, and I recommend it.
All right. I mean,
There's nothing like seeing the industrial and Victorian eras collide in this fantasy world as you deal with rich people subjugating fucking ogres and orcs. The rich gnomes just absolutely are the worst, dude.
Oh, I want there to be monocled gnomes. That's great.
Well, I'll tell you this much. All the technology, and I'm not going to give you too many spoilers, all the technology actually came from dwarves. And they are the most technologically advanced species on the planet.
Interesting.
Well, at the time. There are other mysteries. Although I think there's...
Krizzle he's in support of this too. Hot stuff. Arcanum is great. All right. I was never really into steampunk, I have to say.
I think. Well, here's the thing. You like games with, kind of like that. You like games that are set in like a Victorian era. I could tell.
Sure. Yeah.
You enjoy. It's very cool. So I was thinking like that would be cool because it's very similar to that. And you get firearms and magic. The turn-based is the best way to play it because if you play it on action mode, which I did as a kid, the game will go by quick. However, your characters might end up
Super dead.
super dead or just hyper fighting a wolf that you didn't tell them to go fight, stuff like that. So there's some mechanical things, but outside of that, great dialogue. There are voice lines and non-voice lines, so you have a chance to do a bunch. I know there's a character in the game. His name is Gar. He is the world's smartest orc. He has a beautiful accent.
A beautiful accent? Like how?
Oh, I don't know. Something like this. I like tea that isn't, well, green. Green tea is absolutely disgusting. Who would drink such a nasty, vile beverage?
That's how he talks.
Awesome. I like that.
He's a side character that doesn't have a whole lot going on in the main story, but he's amazing to have because the voice is so good. And he's also a Chad. He wears he wears a big fucking Victorian era suit. You can even put a top hat on him and everything. Top hats are actually great, decent armor if you're a techno person. You could put if you use, because you can build stuff, like you can make because it's an inventor's era, and
right.
I've created the electrified top hat, and you put it on, and now you go faster than everyone else because you put a watch on it.
I say this is rather speedy hat. What?
Time, gentlemen, please.
Oh, I like that. Okay, maybe I have to reapproach this. I mean,
I recommend it only because I realize it fits your likes, and I know that it's a game that from the outside does not sell how good it is. It really doesn't. It's terrible at selling itself. And I think that's part of the reason why it didn't succeed. There's a lot of other reasons. Because there is no multiplayer like Baldur's Gate. There is a multiplayer mode. There's no main story multiplayer, though. It's all like modules. They didn't include the main story as a multiplayer mode, unfortunately.
oh.
Because that would make it way more. I would play that again and again if that was the case.
We can't have that. Replayability, railway nail, says Chris. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Railway nails, yes, that's right. You can you find railway nails and spikes, and you can use them as you can make a railway spike gun.
Oh God!
Absolutely. But here's the thing: it's a realm that is in conflict with medieval fantasy, with people with armor and castles and kingdoms and lords and ladies, versus a highly advanced technological era of steam and coal and trains and things like that. And there's already been a war by the time you get in, and that war was between the old kingdoms of yore, who have knights and nobility, versus the infantry with their pocket watches and their firearms.
I say splendid. What roaringly good fun.
Yeah, you start out on a blimp, and that is where the game begins. You could make your character whatever you want with backgrounds and all kinds of cool stuff. You can make him or her a different race, and people interact with different races in different ways, all kinds of stuff.
Nice.
The Canium Cog. Indeed.
Yeah, I don't know why apparently that's not quite working yet. I'm trying to get that icon approved. I don't know why if it's showing up like that. But hi, Silicon Soul. Good of you to join us. Okay, you start on a blimp. That's amazing.
Yeah. Dirigible, but yeah. I think they're the same thing, personally. I'm not going to get into that. But there's a lot of cool stuff in Arcanum. It's an incredibly huge game, and when you think you've seen it all, you really haven't. It just keeps fucking there's so much shit in it. It's such a big, massive game. I have a strategy guide for it, and it's like as thick as a phone book of how much stuff you can do. Because when I got that, because that's what actually made me really appreciate how deep the game was I looked through the strategy guide when I was at a GameStop when they had those. They still do, but it's not as common. And I was looking through the strategy guide, and I was like, there's so much more in this game I didn't realize was there. And then I took it home and tried some of those tricks out, and it was amazing. There's there's like a whole like meta to the game that just blew me away because back then I didn't have the internet to really go online and I had dial-up, so
Yeah.
it was like I'm gonna go check that was how I got my news about what games were, was going to File Planet occasionally and being like, is there a patch? That's where you had to go get your patches, was File Planet.
I mean, that really made. I remember the time before internet because that's made the difference. Because now you can just look up the solution to everything. You couldn't do that back then. You can either ask a friend if they played the same game, or you could have the strategy guys, or wait till the local store came out with some kind of like, because they would produce these PC books or magazines that would give you guides or cheats or something like that for adventure games. I remember those.
Yeah.
But no internet. It was a different, challenging time for adventure games. I remember that much. You were pretty much on your own. There was no sort of like, oh, I'm just going to check out a forum. I can't go on I'm just going to check the Wikipedia or the bazillionth walkthrough guides that's everywhere. That was not a thing.
Well, the one good thing that came out of all of it is it forced them to be way more creative about making adventure games during the 2000s and 2010s than they ever had been, because at that point everyone was just copying the same kind of like LucasArts Sierra style adventure, and some people still do, but it works great. But it forced a lot of developers to come up with adventure games that were absolutely out of just absolutely out there. And there were a lot of that in the 90s, but they didn't get a lot of attention. It was like until like the late 2000s when we had this like boom of indie games, and everybody just had like a new thing coming out, and it was like more exciting to see things come out that wasn't from a corporation. And that was when I thought Sierra Games would be coming back, but it unfortunately did not happen.
No.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it is. It's fine. Like, I just remember the games I really enjoyed back, like was like the Legends of Carendia, the Hands of Fate.
Yeah.
Was Goblins as well as Sierra game?
I don't think it was, but I know the game is adventure.
Yeah. It was one of my favorite. The Goblins 2 with what's his name, Brunt Brunt. I can't remember his name, but it was like
Brunt is a Deep Space Nine.
No. He was called something like that. I know what you're talking about. No,
I mean, it's probably a Star Trek reference, because if it's the
Um,
90s, of course it would.
But it was funny because in that game, the way that the characters always spoke was like boop boop bow, big big boo bow, boop big big boop. That's the name they made. Sound they made. The language. It was really a lot of fun. It had such good humor, and it killed you in so many different ways.
Oh. Sounds nice.
What the hell?
Killed
was
you
his
in
name?
so many different ways.
Yeah. Well, that was the experience. Funny enough, you said you started in the Arcanum, you started on a blimp, and this one you start on an airship that's crashing. So, yeah.
No, that's exactly how it starts in Arcanum. The blimp is literally just the part of the intro. There is some parts you can interact with after the crash. Many of them do not function anymore. However, you can scrap them for parts.
Oh.
That is actually a technology in the game that's still somewhat new, because humans adapted a lot of the technology from dwarves, so you can imagine what kind of horrors we made.
I dare not even ask. Crozilla says FCA. Yeah, no, I know who Brunt is from Brunt, FCA. He played loads of characters in Deep Space Nine. He also played that guy
Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah, he was really good actor. He played he not only did he play he also played that guy from the Dominion, he was so good at that. And then later on, I can't remember what it was, if it was a movie or something, like he played that blue alien thing with the antenna and everything. Mm-hmm. The Vorta, that's right. That's the alien race that he played. He played that character so well. He was so awful. I hated him.
Hat, you could, you know what? You could always play Star Trek Online. Yes, I know you were gonna say yes. Thank you, Hat. You're the best friend. Nobody wants to ever play it online. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I'm just
I don't
not gonna-
understand. I log in and guess. Look, there's ships that are like $80 in the game. I get it. 80 human dollars are for
Human
a ship, but that's human dollars indeed. The real,
Wow.
not Monopoly bucks. You have to spend many Monopoly bucks to get these ships.
Wow. I'm just not gonna comment Star Trek Online. Yeah, no.
Bum bum ba Wow.
Sure.
I feel so
Mike.
bad because yeah. We could go around punching stuff. That's actually my favorite attack in the game is the running drop kick, because you could just straight up be a melee fighter in that game. They don't have any shame. You want to play whatever you want in Star Trek? Here it is. Are you a warmongerer? No. Well, guess what? You are now. We're gonna destroy every alien that comes in contact with us. Everyone's a hostile. It's like, oh, let's save this ship. Oh, we get over there. There are 18 hostiles, and you're the only ship in the area. Dude, I'm a fucking vessel. I have medicine. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, fine. All right. Yeah, no, it's cool. Of course, the Birth class can take on 3 Klingon cruisers. What was I thinking? I wasn't smart enough as a captain, obviously.
And, well, your name was.
I didn't trust the technology.
Right. Well, yeah, big mistake. You should definitely have technology trusted. Yeah. Dumb you.
There's no money in the 24th century, but there is Zen coin, baby. Nah.
That whole thing about there being no money except if you're like Ferengi.
Well, that's because it's a choice culturally. They were like, well, we have so many resources. It's like, at some point, you have to change your currency to something else. And that currency for Starfleet is their knowledge and their resources. So they're like, we don't need cash. We could just give you 1,000 fucking brownies or whatever you need. They're like, can we have the technology to create it? And this is the magical part. Starfleet never will ever put on any mainstream anything because they're going to be noble, bright, good guys. But this is what they say. No. No, you may not have the thing that magically creates whatever you want because that's ours, and you will probably create it to destroy us. But also because it gives them the power to create whatever they want.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's the currency.
They're totally doing that for power, not because, oh yeah, you might do something wrong with it. Yeah, sure.
They
whatever.
tried so hard to play nice, but the Klingon War and the Romulan War changed the Federation into being like, we need ships for defense badly.
Defense.
Yes, they were. Yeah, attack vessels were a thing during a war, and then they changed the defense. It's like an analog of how America used to be the Department of War turns into a Department of Defense because it's where we don't want to come off as like, yeah, speak to my military department in the Department of War, and they're like, oh God, I just wanted to. As long as I can join your federation, I don't want to die.
It's a marketing thing, totally. Department of Defense sounds better than Department of War.
Yeah, attack is best defense. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we have all this defense stuff in Star Trek.
These very defensive weapons. We come over next to you and defend ourselves into your territory.
Now, here's the thing. In Star Trek, there's a lot of banned weaponry in Starfleet. Like, they're like, you don't want to use Polaron weapons. Polaron weapons, bad fucking news. All right? They do a lot of things to the space and the people. It's not great. However, at Star Trek Online, you can get Tier 10 Polaron weapons installed on your Enterprise spaceship from the original series as it takes on 15 Borg cubes. And I'm not even kidding. You can do that scenario. You're just walking around like, pew. Yeah, or in realistically, people just activate all their cooldowns and you just watch this hail of gunfire.
What's the song again? We come in peace, shoot to kill, shoot to kill. Oh, I love that.
Hey, it's
song.
kind of canon. Yeah, I saw they put the Odyssey class in Star Trek Picard Season 3. That was a cool little nod. I like that ship. I thought the only part I don't like is the fact that the saucer section is separate from the core of the ship, but that's just, whatever. I don't like that little alleyway in between it. It's weird, but hey, different ship, different design. It was cool that they put that in the show. They took a ship that was just in the game and made it canon for the series, which is a really big honor for people who probably have been working on this for the past like 15 years, trying to keep this game alive. Every time I log in, it feels like I'm going into like the ICU at a hospital. Just hear that beep, 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 beep.
Dude, do you know the Finnish fan movie Star Trek The Perkening? Says Krillzilla, or asks
Star Trek in the Perkinning? I don't know.
It's a Finnish fan movie. I haven't heard of it. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like, we only see, I've said this before, we only see in Star Trek what the crew that reported it see. So, Captain's log is a recording.
Mm-hmm.
We are listening, the show is a recording of a mission that happened. So ask yourself, how honest do you think those captains really are? Now look at Kirk, right? Everything in Kirk's log, when you watch the original series, makes him seem like a really smooth captain, and then, you know, you see the way he plays, and he's able to get in and out of these things, but what do you think he really was like? Because that's the idea, is that the show is propaganda for the for Starfleet, where they play all of, like... Yeah, because of course Voyager's, like, you know, episodes that most people don't like, it's like, they would play those as a show, because Voyager was lost in the Delta Quadrant. What kind of a hero story is that, you know? They come back after 7 years or 10 years or whatever, and, you know, everyone's cheering. Yeah, of course they would make propaganda show where Catherine Janeway is 100% never broke any rules while she was 70,000 light years away from home, where nobody could prove her wrong. Surely she didn't break a single... killed the Borg. Yes, Captain War Crimes Janeway. I love that. I love that about her, though. She didn't take any shit from the Borg. Although she was a little bipolar at times, so she'd be like, I will destroy every person on this ship to defend this butterfly. I love that analogy so much Depp made.
What? I haven't heard this one.
Oh, it's the fact that every time Janeway she's bipolar, so she'd be like, I will destroy every crewman on this ship to defend the people of this planet, even if it means destroying myself. She'll do something like that, very selfless. And then she'll turn that around and be like, I will turn your entire planet into nothing but a ball of glass if you come over near our ship. And it's just like two different Janeways happen often in that show, and you're like, which Aunt Janeway are we going to get today? Is she mad at something, or did she have her coffee this morning? You know, it's just...
Yeah, and was it really coffee she wanted in those asteroids? She seemed very insistent on getting whatever that was. Are you sure it just wasn't like, you know, asteroid meth or something?
Oh, she loved her coffee, man. That was her. She loved that replicated bean.
That replicated bean.
She's like, if I can't get my bean juice, I'll kill every person on this ship. I swear to God, I will press the button myself.
Everybody's just looking at her horrified. It's like, holy shit, Janeway, what the fuck?
Why do you think Chakotay was like constantly high? He was just like, yeah, no worries, Captain. He was so quiet, so like smooth. He rarely yelled. Chakotay rarely raised his voice. When he did, it was always in like tense situations where you have to yell over people, but he never did. So he was always kind and calm to Janeway. So it was like, if he wasn't there, she probably would have killed a lot of people. Like, I don't know, Captain. This seems like a pretty bad idea. What, did one of your nature spirits tell you that in your sleep? I don't have to listen to this.
I want this version of Janeway to come out, just this really, really disagreeable Janeway who just...
There's coffee equals opportunity.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it, Tuvok. We could be kings of the Delta Quadrant. Just kidding. Anyway, let's go back to the bridge and pretend to be good people. They're like... Yeah, they run across an alien who is just like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then Janeway's just like, well, we have a little saying back in the Federation. Torpedoes, full spread. Like, absolutely does not give a shit about what people, like...
Oh, no.
I said that about the first people she ran into, the Kazon, the guys with like the weird hair, like that. They were just like dirty space hobos. And she was like, I don't have time to deal. Yeah, they couldn't even get water in space, which is the most abundant thing next to carbon. But they couldn't somehow get water, so she had to bring like, I don't know, like one of those Gatorade coolers worth of water down to this fucking dirt planet. And these people have spaceships. So they're like flying around going like, I will piracy this person and get their water. And you're like, but you could just fucking go find this. There's like an asteroid field. Just go fucking shoot a rock. There's like water everywhere, dude.
Hey,
Didn't even need a replicator for that shit. The people in the Delta, it was because they were all so dumb. And she was just like, I could just destroy every single one of them. That's nice. Yeah, you did it, dude. 100%.
This is a very clean land for the Omnissian. Like there's gonna be so much communal toasting now.
Scanning. 100% complete.
Yes.
Well done.
I have earned my turn at the communal toaster.
They give you a little head pat with his mechadendrite and a cookie with the other one.
Yeah, like standard unit head pad incoming, and this thing comes out of the wall. It's like,
yeah, it's got like an eye in the middle of the mechadendrite. It's like a human eye that's magnified, so you see all the veins, and it's just like head pat mode initiate.
Yeah, scanning epidermis, locating the ideal pat location.
Yeah, like they scan you, and you after the scan's done, you're like redder because it's like partly like huge UV rays, so you're just like burning from it.
Speaking of burning, these candles are still
dude,
going, even if. What are they made of?
Well, they have to survive in the vacuum of space.
These are warp candles. I swear to God.
No. They can make technology that isn't just because you don't understand it doesn't mean. You know what? We have a program for you. Would you like to join the Ultramarines?
No.
Like when you start like hearing people talk like that, you're like, you ever been genetically modified before? Because I think you kind of sound like you want to be. I think you want to be bigger, don't you?
Oh no. Oh, what's this stuff? I mean, maybe I shouldn't be prying here. Like, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for being over here.
No, look, it's abandoned. There's no one else here. You're the only person. What are they gonna do?
I don't know. Send me a bill.
They're so worried about their own problems, dude. They don't care.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, I love the little time lapse. That's so cool. I love it. I love it.
That was.
The Emperor sees everything.
The Emperor sees everything. Tech Priest, I am your superior, Magus Pertinex Pius. It is to be your sacred duty to cleanse the Imperious illustrious machines. To appease them. Well, I've just done that. Haven't I? Oh no, what's
you
this
earn
thing?
200 United States dollars. Congratulations.
Yeah, for some reason the Imperium runs on United States dollars. We don't know what that place is or what dollars are, but
No,
this
it's
is
just
the
you.
currency. Oh.
Yeah, this is just your current. Yeah, you're like, I love the Emperor, but I take my currency in USD, and the Emperor's like, I get it, dude, no problem.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's okay. Everybody, it's fine.
Yeah.
USD is still cool with me.
Tech Priest, though many of us are stationed within this glorious ring of iron for time immemorial, none have borne witness to the caliber of warrior which stands before you now. Besmirched by the unholiest of Xenos and Flora, it rages for absolution. Know then that you will perform rites of cleansing upon Dreadnought Varian Withheld Declassification Level set 326.01 of the Chapter Withheld. Once fallen, twice risen, and now augmented by machine, the Dreadnought will exalt the Omnissian for the millennia to come. Addendum, this is a singular honor, do not fail me, unless you wish for transfer to Skitari on Parlus 5. Glory to be to the machine god.
So, okay. This is an actual dreadnought. So that means like this isn't just an empty tank. There's an actual guy in that thing who can't leave. So like at all times when we're doing this, there's a person in there.
Yeah, and he has to hold completely still.
Okay. What was that thing
All
we
right.
could buy? Could we buy something? I think I saw something.
Hibernating, hopefully. Yeah, he's hibernating. They
Yeah,
put him in a
no.
deep sleep, so that way he is isekai'd into his favorite drama, fighting for the Emperor.
Yes.
He goes to sleep, and he's like in a battle where he's like the champion, and then he wakes up, and he's like, what a glorious dream. That's what we tell them. We don't know what they're actually dreaming about.
No.
That we don't want to go into that because then they won't want to do it. They're like, oh, that seems a little bad. But when we tell them like, oh yeah, we put you in like the sweetest battles fighting for the Emperor. We try.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a tape behind there. We just hit play on. We're like, I hope this works.
Oh. What's this ingredient? No. Let's just let's try and see
The
what
nozzle.
Wow. This is a very, very dirty dreadnought.
Indeed.
All right. Well, let's clean his feetsies.
Yeah.
What does can we use the soap nozzle?
You ask yourself often, what would Jesus do? Clean your feetsies.
Clean
Historically
your feetsies.
speaking, that's what he did once. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me.
Well, it's too late now. I already have. I can't take it back. This is not working. Why is this not working? This should be working. Multi-purpose cleaner.
It might be too much. I think it's the spray.
Can I not reduce the spray? No, I guess I can't.
Oh, it has 0 liters in it.
What? Oh, man. Can I not buy more?
Yeah, I thought you could.
I need to buy it for the Omnissian.
Yeah, I think that's why it's not working. Is that you need cleaning liquids? You just need out of stock.
What?
Go to the
What?
next page. There's. Oh my
No.
gosh.
That was just mean that they gave me this stuff and then I actually can't get more of it. Man, that was just okay.
Now you're gonna have to clean it with this 15-degree nozzle.
For the Omnissian.
You got so excited that you were gonna use chemicals.
Yeah. I want a chemical clean. I want to chemical clean dreadnought feetsies. I don't know. That just sounds weird when I say it like that.
No, it doesn't. It's only weird because people on the internet has made it weird. You can take and own it however you want to, and if someone decides to make some kind of joke about it, you know how to handle them, Hat.
It's true.
You've been in high school before.
It's very true. Man, I got in so much trouble. It was fun.
People died. A lot of people died, but I had a great time.
It was a great time, I just
Wow, that was a lot of people, man. Definitely was going to get arrested if I wasn't a minor.
Studying from inside a prison cell just really, you don't want that. But good times.
So I guess painting it white makes it way cooler looking when it comes up with the gold emblems. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Knee chapter emblem. Of course, you gotta have knee chapter emblems.
Well, the knee chapter is its own thing. Like there's a whole factory made around making the most powerful knees for your mech.
Exactly.
If
There's a knee guild that specializes in this very thing.
Yeah. Well, with how many people they have in this universe and how everything has to be kind of like praised in some way, yeah, they would have guilds for everything. There's a bolt guild whose whole job is to make bolts of varying sizes and blessed by the Emperor to hold the ship and many other things together. They are the things that hold the Empire together, kind of, you know what I mean.
You just because it has to be like each bolt has to be blessed by the Emperor. So on the golden throne, because he's dead on as a corpse on the golden throne, right? The Emperor, and so what they have is like this conveyor belt that just goes by one of his skeletal fingers, and someone just lightly presses the skeletal finger on each bolt that comes by. Blessed be the Emperor. Blessed by the Emperor. Blessed by the Emperor.
No, what they do is they just have they have a video footage of the Emperor playing over a TV, like a CRT, as it goes by a conveyor belt. So it's just the Emperor on the throne, and it's not doing anything, he's not saying anything, but they're like, wow, look how many blessings a second we get out of this monitor.
We have at least 10 tera blesses. Oh man.
You definitely have Mechanicus people who are like quality assurance. So
Oh, yeah.
you open up the knee joint and it's got like scribblings of like the person that worked on it last.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, someone signed for it that it was a quality control. If it fails, you just, they get a hold of it and turn them into like, I don't know, a toilet or something.
Now here's the thing. I don't know if you should power wash. I guess we would have to ask a helicopter pilot, but wouldn't you take the weapons off to be cleaned? And not like just spray them with a power washer, or is that just how it's done? I don't know. I've never actually had to deal with helicopters.
Well, I have it on pretty good authority from cleaning expert Krillsilla himself that 10-ton guns, like muscle-loaded guns, were cleaned this way by being flooded on the inside. So I'm guessing this is the same. So this is you just fill the whole thing with water and it's gonna be okay.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, they have to because they're going outside. Anything that goes out into the open air is going to have seals and water protection. You have to.
Seals?
Yeah, like for gaskets and things in your engine, because
yeah,
pistons.
yeah.
Pressure.
For some reason I thought you meant like there's for some reason gonna get an actual live seal stuck in a barrel or something. I don't know.
No. Seal. yeah. There's like a lot of things that use the word seal. But in this term, I mean like the thing, like gaskets, things that hold metal to other metal and keeps it airtight.
In my defense, it's not my first language, so I can misunderstand all I want.
Oh yeah, no, dude, you're fine. You rated the English language as is your cultural heritage.
Exactly. We're rescuing things from burning language.
Oh right, that's right. It's defensive rating. We were talking about that earlier.
Exactly. You gotta, we were over. We talked about this on the podcast.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Our very first podcast. It's quite good. I'm really pleased how well that turned out, by the way.
Oh.
Chris says there should be more fun with that. Seals and other stuff. Yeah, exactly. Combat seals. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just putting
this is
words
like the
together.
kind of game where I would love to see a BattleTech version of this, where you don't clean battle mechs, but you just like take them apart and fix parts and stuff, kind of like Mechanic Simulator.
But why isn't there a BattleTech PowerWash thing with this?
Because BattleTech is owned by like 15,000 fucking people that don't care. They want to make money in their little realm and they won't share.
You can say a lot of shit about Games Workshop. And a lot of shit. Like, really, a lot. Have I told you how much shit you can talk about Games Workshop?
Yeah.
Because it is a lot. Now, that said, BattleTech is not doing itself any favors by being so anal about everything when it comes to sort of doing stuff like this. Because,
it's not BattleTech itself. It's just how many people who own it.
Yeah, but
it's
this
insane.
ends up being the case. I'm just collectivizing.
A lot of piecemeal on this.
Yeah, I'm just collectivizing.
Star Trek
the
actually is a
term.
similar problem. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut over you.
No, it's fine. I'm just saying, to collectivize the term, like, this could be BattleTech right now. There's a reason, even despite all its horribleness, that Warhammer 40K is winning forward with lots of different things like this, like lots of different other games, and there's a reason it's doing better sort of in the popular culture and everything, because it is not so anal about. It is anal in a lot of ways. I'm saying this with as much caution as I can.
Look, no, I see what you're saying. This is a game series that's willing to work with other people as long as there's a contract involved, whereas BattleTech is also the same way, but it's owned by multiple people who probably don't like each other. So you have to go ask Uncle Jim if you can play with the video game license, while the other one is owned by Uncle Paul, who hates Jim because Jim won't let him have a video game license. So he's going to hold on to the card game license.
Yeah,
exactly. Like it's
no, but even here's the most obvious example. Like, I remember back when MechWarrior Online was, before it was a thing, they advertised that they wanted to do a new MechWarrior game, and they put out this absolute gorgeous teaser trailer where you have this Warhammer going through a cityscape, trying to like do different tactical maneuvers and fight a Jenner, and then later on gets ambushed by an Atlas and everything. I'm sure you've seen this video, maybe. and it's really awesome. And you know what happened? They got
No.
so like the BattleTech people who own parts of this got so ass mad about the whole Warhammer being their mech. They because there's apparently different mechs that's owned by different people, so some are cool to use and some are not. And
That's
so
what I mean. Like, piecemeal shit is so dumb. It's like, how are we supposed to enjoy this?
I know.
How are we supposed to enjoy Star Wars when it's owned by like 900 fucking people?
Yeah, who all have to sort of say okay.
Most of it Disney now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's surely Disney's gonna do well by it. Surely.
This is why I'm all for independent development and people coming up with new things. I'm not saying be entirely original, but I'm glad more people are coming up with stuff that's just as fun and interesting. Like this. Like, this is a gameplay I don't think you could have sold on anything. Like, this would be a game that might have existed on the Nintendo GameCube. Like, this is one of those, like, games that back then would have been like, oh, this is interesting. Japan's doing a funny little game, because that's the way they always think about Japan. It's a funny, weird place. So it's all, they always like, look at this Nintendo game. But then if you put Warhammer in it, that changes things a lot.
It does. It really does.
And I bet the devs of this game are fucking stoked to put Warhammer in here. I would have been.
Yeah. I mean, this is so obvious. I think it's great, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying this
I'm glad
is
they got, and they
someone
put
who-
Tomb Raider in there. I love Tomb Raider.
Well, no, but also this thing with PowerWash Simulator here with Warhammer, I'm just like, I'm one of those people who, with good reason, people make fun of, because I like to take the lore seriously as a story, because it's fun it's in a weird way, even though it's also comedic.
Yeah.
Like, I can do both. I don't know if people have trouble with this, but I can both see the funny in the exaggerated, turbo dumb, very exaggerated 40K lore, but I also like to read it in a serious way, because there's a kind of cool story that way. It's like a really super epic angle to it that you can really get into if you're like, it's like reading really into the story. So
It's like a metal album.
yeah, that's a
It's
good
like
way
a
to put
Dune.
it.
It's like a love letter to Dune through a metal album lens. That's what Warhammer looks like to me.
Yeah, and it gets really, really dark and epic, and there's so much hero-ness and sort of like undaunted and unbowed and fuck the odds and we're all screwed, but fuck you, we're fighting anyways, and all that kind of stuff. And I love that. I've always loved sort of defying the odds and saying, you know, we're doomed, but fuck you, we're going down gunning. This is going to be hard for you. We're not going to make this easy. And I've always loved that about 40K. So for when they do stuff like this in PowerWash Simulator, even though I like to take it seriously, I love this. This is great. This is sort of
Dude,
like...
cross-platform stuff is a lot of fun when you know that it's like something just side interesting. And if you like a series enough, you can be like, this is the thing. If you love a series enough, you're fine with it having problems.
Yeah.
If you love a series enough, you're fine.
Well, yeah, but
because that's how love works. You love it because it has the way it is. It's not because of its problems. It's just because of the way it is.
It is because of the way it is, and there is a lot of like you love it despite its flaws, and sometimes because of the flaws, even because it
That's
has.
why I
fun.
don't like. Well, I was gonna say that's why I don't mind any Warhammer or BattleTech fans of any kind, because that's literally the definition of community.
Yeah, I mean,
Man of War is a sci-fi setting. Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally. That's exactly it. Man of War is a sci-fi. I like that analogy. That's pretty much. That's also that's part of why I love this, because you hear some of these fights and some of these stories, and you put some Man of War on or some like hero metal and stuff like that, and you're off. It works every time. There's no part of this that isn't like. You can do like, you know, hero, you know, fight till the end, that kind of stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
It just always goes, and I love that. But that's also, there's part of me that sometimes a little bit resents whenever people make fun of 40K fans. No, I know that there are some petulant ones out there that are worth making fun of, don't get me wrong. Some of them takes themselves a bit too seriously, but there is a little bit of that where I'm just like, man, we don't love this stuff just because we don't see the irony and because we don't see that some of this is over the top and stuff like that. We know, we get it, but you know, why hate on that?
Well,
like,
Well, the one tradition on the internet that has been strong ever since its inception is that nerds will fight over anything related to their fandom. Anything. And that's been since long before most people, including myself, have used the internet. That has been around for many generations. Mm-hmm. And I think they used to like do a lot of trolling in magazines because of how, people are just so like, I'm Team Warhammer or whatever. There's nobody who says that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get it. Crowzilla says, and you still know it's. Imagine having the thing cleansed and add freeze fresh sigils, putting fresh paint on over screen. Yeah. You still know it's over the top. Yeah, no, this is over the top. Like the Warhammer 40k is totally over the top. It's ridiculous. Some of the fights you hear about, the things that go up against each other, the heroics, some of the stories and the scale things. It is ridiculous and so over the top. But one thing that I also just always want to point out with 40k is just like how you mentioned, Mike, that Star Trek is. What you're getting is the report from the captain, captain's log.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
That's the way they want to write it. It's like, this is a story that has already happened, so you have to think of it like a report.
So
that's why they do the captain's log in the opening. I was like, that's clever. That explains so much why the show is the way it is.
Exactly. But 40K, in a funny way, is exactly that same way. It's just on a larger, different scale. All the stuff you hear about the glorious emperor, the space marines, the angels of death, the great paintings and all the great images and the wild stories.
Only the greatest of images.
If you think of all of those stories, all those over the top stories and situations and whatever, as pure legend and propaganda of the most obvious kind, all of a sudden everything else makes sense, because then what you have to do is you have to imagine 40K in the reality as like a space marine. A space marine isn't actually this like glorious, power armor. Well, he is power armor, but this glorious full of gold and noble giant warrior who saves humanity. No, it's probably some overcoat, mutated giant wild thing that just you can't distinguish him from this wild monster with a gun, and it's the most horrible mutated killing machine you can't stop. And it's only in the legendary sort of pictography thing and the stories that he's actually glorious and noble. Like, in actuality, they're horrible mutated superhumans that are just coked up and destroys everything. And they don't distinguish between friend or foe. They're just like, rah, kill.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they ate their Wheaties in the morning.
Oh yeah, they totally did. But yeah, 40K is definitely, as Crowzilla points out, it's a propaganda on an epic scale. It's like all the stories you hear about how evil Chaos Space Marines are and how good the regular Space Marines are. I have this theory, actually. Obviously there are some mutated examples you can't explain away, but I have this theory that if you took your average Chaos Space Marine and your average regular Imperium Space Marine and put them next to each other and sort of listened to them as they did their thing, there's no guarantee you can tell them apart, is my theory. I don't think you can really, because they're not that different from each other. They just have different agendas in the actuality. You take an Iron Warrior who sort of left the Imperium and even abandoned the Siege of Terror, as it's called. There's a lot of story that I don't have to explain. But anyway, and they just rejected both the Chaos Gods and the Imperium and stuff like that. If you see them going around doing their stuff on an average planet, in the way that they do it and their reasoning and the way they go about things, they're not that different from how they started out, and we wouldn't be able to tell them apart from your average loyal Space Marine, quote unquote, who shows up later to murderize everyone for doing what the Iron Warrior said. Like, they could be worse for all you know. And when you see them, you can't actually really tell them apart. That's my theory. Like, they're not that different from each other. They're just on different sides of the equation. And exactly. Crowzilla points it out. Many of them just despise the Emperor. They're not, in that sense, super evil. It's just propaganda says they are.
Yeah. They're like, dude, The Emperor just collects all of our resources and kills like so many of our people just because we breathed the wrong way.
Exactly. No, that's well.
And
exactly.
they're like, so yeah, I'm not gonna get super amped up when he shows up. You know, when his ship shows up, it's like, oh cool, here's Inquisitor fucking Murderbone, great. Yes, sir. Yeah, no, please take anybody you want. I can't stop you.
Yeah, no, we're so pleased to have you here and taking these things from us. Thank you. Please.
Ah, welcome to Hospitality Planet 6. We're just here to serve you, I guess.
Yeah. Sarcasm, I love that. That's what I want. I want that level of sarcasm in 40K. Oh man.
Oh, you want to land your cathedral in downtown? I can't stop you. I'm not going to tell anybody to move out of the way because I feel like that would just get me killed.
Yeah, I'm not going to get involved. This is an administrative question. I'm not qualified or paid enough to get involved in. I'm just no.
Yeah.
Krillzilla, exactly. Krillzilla points out in one of the earlier 30K books was a scene where a regular human learns Marines don't feel fear genetically. The person was deeply disappointed and pretty disgusted, actually. Yeah, no, it's the Space Marines are. Just imagine like really, what would be an example? I don't know if the worst version of Bane in the superhero universe. What's his name? The guy who's full of drugs and gets super muscly and stuff like that. You know that guy?
I think that is Bane. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely certain because I'm not super into
Me neither.
comic book stuff, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But it's basically that. Like these people are just over chemicaled and overstimulated and like operated. Like
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, they've just been brainwashed and sort of brain circumcised and every which way and just turned into murder machines. Like there's probably not a lot going on except murder now, murder. Like that's pretty much what goes on. This is a murder. Yeah, I think that's more or less what goes on most of the time in their brain. It's just, we murder now, murder. Every time they meet someone,
Book says murder.
yeah,
I murder.
they meet someone and it has to be a diplomatic incident. The first thing, we murder. No, you don't murder. Murder. And the Primarchs are just a less fucked up version of them. That's not as murdery. So they're there to make them not murder. So it's
You're like the Primarch's like, I'm afraid of them. You should be too.
yeah. I'm trying to stop them from murdering everyone right now, okay? So you better do what's being asked of you.
Yeah, he gets like super mad and like starts charging at people and is like, I tried to warn you. I sincerely tried to give you all of the warning.
Yeah, exactly. Just really try very hard to tell you this.
I am not going to get between you and an Ultramarine. Just not happening.
Yeah. Ultramarine, Ultra Murder. You know, you get it? You think it's a joke we call them Ultra anything? Like, come on. I'm waiting for this guy because there's a slit here where like this thing, that's where he actually sits. Like normally there's not a window here. It's just an open slit. So I'm just filling his like where the actual guy inside this thing is. It's like I'm just
you're just spraying his face with it. Yeah.
Oh, I am gonna be so dead.
Nah, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Oh.
Or is he like a dog biting at the water? Like,
Probably. That could be a thing. I mean, they do go quite. I mean, most, especially for a lot of Space Marines who ends up in these things, it's not a good thing. They don't want to be there. This for a lot of people is. Well, they say it's an honor, which is just bullshit talk for saying, oh, yeah, no, I'm so pleased. Oh, God, I'm so fucked. Because this is torture. Because these people, they sleep for thousands of years, and they're stuck in here for eternity. They get thrown into horrible missions, and they never die. They're basically always on the verge of death and full of anger, and it's just, they're entombed in here.
There's like a cute movie in there. Like you can have like a little girl who befriends like a fucking mech like this, and the mech then, you know what I mean? Like then the mech's
Yeah.
just like his heart grew 4 times that day because he mutated, and also he got nicer. But he
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the enlarged heart, his whole circular system just exploded.
yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, he tried really hard, and this is just unfortunate.
You know, enlarged heart, that's not good, even for a mutant.
Yeah, well, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? You try to tell your Ultramarines, like, hey,
Yeah.
but, you know, do they listen? You can't tell, because
No.
they don't say anything.
They don't. They just say for glory and honor. Courage and honor, I mean. That's the one. And I'm pretty sure they don't know why they're saying it. They're just like, you have to say this. Oh, okay. They don't know what it means.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, is like, after a while, the words start to lose their meaning,
Yeah.
which is why the chaos creep makes a lot more sense.
But even the chaos stuff isn't all that crazy, because if you actually read the story, the stories about why what's called the Horus Heresy and all the Chaos Space Marines happened, once you start hearing it from their point of view, you start thinking, they have a point. They kind of have a point, though. Because the whole, like, aside from being, there's a whole backstory about how one of the main guys gets corrupted, but in essence, there's also a very good point, which is to say, they were genetically created to fight for the Emperor and all humanity and all that stuff, and they think they're being promised or actually set up so that, oh yeah, no, you'll totally be around afterwards to govern and help protect humanity and stuff like that. And what's probably really going to happen, what they found out, is that they're all going to get murderized once the whole thing is. Once they've conquered all the things they need to conquer, they're going to get liquidated. And they're very upset about that. I'm just like, yeah, no wonder. Like, I don't actually blame them for that perspective. Like, of course you're upset that you're going to get turned into paste after you've fought for the humanity and spilled blood and watched your brothers and sisters die en masse and all this stuff, and it's fighting in and day out. And you got mutated and you had no kids and you have no prospects and there's nothing going on except murder. Like, of course, if you put that much into it and you sacrifice your life and you're told, yeah, no, thanks for that, now you're going to turn it into paste. Of course they're going to be mad about that. I mean, duh.
Yeah, exactly.
So, unfortunately, it's when you start reading about how some of this stuff happened and how some of them got convinced, you find yourself thinking, like, they have a point. They do have a point. What's even worse is that it's already happened once before. Before there were Space Marines, there were these things called Thunder Warriors, and that's what happened to them. They got murderized after the Emperor was done with them. It's like, thanks for all the help. Murder.
Wow.
Yeah. He liquidated his entire army using the Space Marines. And it's weird that the Space Marines didn't at that point start going, do you think that he's going to do the same to us after we're done? Nah. Why would he do that?
Why would he do that? Well, yeah, why would he do that?
That's not going to happen. Cross is like, that's important. Yeah, no, they were unstable, right? Too dangerous to keep around. Yeah, exactly. No, a good reason.
We solved the case.
Yeah, and the Emperor even afterwards, he's the one who said, no, yes, my Thunder Warriors died in a glorious last stand and last battle and for humanity. And it's like, yeah. By which you mean you gathered them all in a crater and murdered them all from the crater top. That's what you meant. Glorious battle. Surely. Yes.
Very glorious.
Very, very, very glorious. I'm pretty sure we cleaned that all well enough. What are we missing here? That seems clean enough. Knee? Is there more knee to be cleaned?
That's a fine question. I don't know.
More clean.
More clean, please.
There's one story about one survivor living in hiding in terror. That's right, Krill. There was stories about some Thunder Warriors that survived and stuff like that. And they were always hunting them, and it's very tragic. They eventually caught him. And he tried to tell people that, we all got murdered by the Emperor, even though we were his loyal subjects. But too bad.
Yeah, apparently.
All right, let's see.
You pissed off the wrong priest, it sounds like.
Why can I not stare? Have I failed to... How can I fail so hard to stare right now? What the hell is this? I'm gonna get this thing.
What? You failed to stare.
I failed to stare.
What is...
to use a staircase? To use a...
You failed to use a staircase. Are you 70?
Maybe. I'm a tech.
You know what I mean? Like that sounds like a problem for like Life Alert.
It's like an elderly, like someone has to get like aid from like elderly home or something like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just like, all right, well, I mean, not judging, just wanted to be clear on what's happening.
Missed an update? Yeah, no, tech priest update needs restarting.
It is now safe to turn off your computer. That was a trick. It's never safe.
Ah!
The agents of the war were around us.
Okay, that's that clean. What are we missing? I need that list that says we're almost done. Come on. Where is it? Ooh, I am cleaning his fingertipsies.
Yeah.
What about this thing? Is this giant gun over here clean? I mean, it is a pretty clean guy here. Oh wait, there's some stuff down here. Joint. Ah, clean joint. It's good with a clean joint. You gotta have those. His bum has now been cleaned.
Excellent. You're quite good at cleaning people's bums.
I don't know how to feel about that.
They have professions for that.
They do. I mean, sure, it's highly paid too.
They do. Please tell us more of this anal cleansing you speak of. Our people have never heard of such a rite.
Ah, good. I've cleaned this piece of paper as well with a wax seal on it. I love how sturdy
it's a CVS receipt. It's fine.
It's a CVS receipt.
Those things are made out of like microplastics. They'll never break.
Whenever this thing degrades, that's gonna still be there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Krillzilla asks CVS, would you like to explain? Because
CVS just responds, praise the Emperor.
Yeah. I think he wants to know what CVS is.
Oh, CVS is a local drugstore here in America that has a meme about it where they print out these ridiculously long receipts for just... You went in, I need to buy like one bottle of cough medicine. And they give you a receipt that's as long as one of those ritual rites. And you're like, but this is just one thing. I didn't buy anything else. Why is this receipt so long? CVS. I don't know. That's just how they work. I think they must work with like the receipt company or something. Like somebody's making a lot of money in receipts there. Like the receipts at the bottom are just like a bunch of ads for things and stuff in the store, not like locally, just like sales and things that are going on that you could take and get part of. So they just print them out, and it's not it's like a shitload of ink. A lot of ink and paper goes into that. Oh wow. The sarcophagus pipe was cleaned. Well done.
I have cleaned the pipe.
Sarcophagus pipe.
Hey, we have cleaned the dreadnought. He comes online and shoots everything. It's a pretty awesome looking dreadnought. If I'm not mistaken, this looks like a Deathwing. This is definitely. This is how much of a nerd I know. This is the First Legion. This is the Dark Angels, and because of the color, this is a Deathwing dreadnought. Yeah.
I don't know what any of those are. They sound really important, though.
Oh yeah, very.
Being quite serious, I don't.
No, I believe you. It's...
Why are you making it sound like you don't believe me? I sincerely have no idea.
I'm just doing it to mess with you. That's.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't figure.
You're like,
you would know.
yeah, sure. You're a closet Warhammer fan, Mike,
Yeah.
and I know it. I could smell it.
I know you're secretly a historian about this, so.
I know everything.
Absolutely. No, there's just a bunch of things about this that make it, because, okay, I know you probably don't give too much of a shit about this, but there's this whole thing about the iconography, because like this guy here with his cloak, or with his hooded cloak and the sword and everything, this is very typical of them. The same thing goes for that green color. This is very much related to what they are. They usually wear green armor. Because of the main thing, this they have a sort of a group within their little thing that's called the Deathwing. They're usually colored this way, like the bright stuff here. And it's because they're sort of like they're elite something or other. And so that's just I recognize them because of the color, because of the iconography, and because of this thing, because they use this way of doing their badge with the sword and the wings. This is very much what's called the Dark Angels. So
see, that's what makes this a cool mod, is that they put those little things in there for you to find. Those little nuggets. You know?
Oh yeah, and the winged thing over there with the sword and everything, that's also very much them. Like there's all kinds of details about that says that this is Deathwing.
That just sounds ominous.
They usually it's usually like teenage sounding names most of the time. We're the Deathwing. We're kind of cool, important. We are wings of death. We kill wings. I don't know.
Yes, we hired you to do that. Exactly
that thing.
Can you move a couch?
Uh,
Because I need help with that first before we do any war stuff. I need to move this couch. It's just,
we can shoot it.
It's not what I asked. But you know what? I respect that you have these views.
Oh man, I think
I know why you need to have an Inquisitor with a chain around your neck. I think I get it now.
Yeah.
It's not a sex thing. This is just because you will walk off and probably maul someone's neighbor.
Curiously ask, I'm curious, would you get the opportunity to cleanse a Titan later on? I'm pretty sure down the line of this there is let's see, there is a Titan coming up.
Congrats.
Hey, look at that.
I love it.
Standing on
100%.
Oh yeah.
The Emperor is smiling.
The next one is a Rogaldorn battle tank. I've never heard of this before, but we're not going to do that because I think we're going to call it here.
Okay.
We have
space station time.
Exactly. First of all, space station time, and second of all, we have been on heavy omnissial cleaning duty for almost 2 hours now, I believe.
Okay,
thereabouts.
Cool.
And so I am going to call it here and say thank you all guys for showing up, and thank you Crow for jumping in, and we'll call it here and say hope you've enjoyed yourself, and see you next time. Bye guys.
Goodbye.
Like thunder from the sky, swore to fight and die. We are warriors, warriors of the world. Brothers everywhere, raise your hands into the air. We are Canadians, warriors of the world.